Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the first ever Houston Colts game, 1962 season. Colt 45's, I should say, not the Colts, not to be confused with the Baltimore Colts. I do have a thing for expansion teams, so I do have a special place in my heart for all expansion teams. There's just something about them that interests me. I don't know, just call me weird or whatever, but that's just what I'm going by. So I thought I would pull this game out and give the Houston Colts their due. Colt 45's. I keep calling them Colts. Got to remember Colt 45's. Colt 45's. Harry Kraft, the manager, and Charlie Metro managing the Cubs. Actually, Colt 45's had a better record than the established Cubs in the real world. And part of that is because the Colt 45 swept the first 3 games of the season against the Cubs. So they had the Cubs number, apparently. All right. Starting pitchers for today's game, Bobby Shantz. Very interesting for Bobby Shantz. He had 3 starts for the Astros before he was sent to St. Louis. He was only a starter. He pitched 3 games, started all 3 games, completed 1. They sent him to the Cardinals. The Cardinals immediately reverted him to a relief pitcher, so he pitched relief the rest of the way. Hello, Larry. Good to see you. So very, very interesting there. All right, now for those that don't know, in Strat-O-Matic, when the pitchers are hitting, the speed of the pitcher is by default a 10 unless it's noted on the roster sheet. Well, I go to the Strat-O-Matic roster sheet, and Don Cardwell of the Cubs is given a special rating of 13, and Bobby Shantz is given a special rating of 12. Ergo, that's why I have them at 13 and 12 instead of the standard 10, which is usually the case. All right, so Bobby Shantz, and this is 1962. This is before my time. I wasn't born yet, so I don't know a lot of these players. Some players I do know, a lot of players I don't know. So I'm just trying to learn with everybody else, I guess. I don't know. But those that are older than me, obviously, will know these players better than I do. Of course, I know Lou Brock, but I knew him with the Cardinals, not with the Cubs. And, of course, being a morning time, we have to have our coffee. And I took this morning. It was just so good, I had to take it. It's a picture of Tabby sitting on her favorite spot. Let me get this light off of here. Her favorite, that's her new spot now, this perch. This old perch we've had for years. She's never messed with it, never dealt with it. Now, all of a sudden, this whole week, she's with the windows open in the nice weather. She's in the top of the perch now. That's her home away from home. She seems to like that now, so she's happy. As long as she's happy, I'm happy. So, because if Tabby ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. All right. Hello, Dan. Good to see you. I'm not sure, Dan, if you're familiar with the 62 season or not, but I'm not, so I'm learning. But I do have, like I said, have a special place for expansion ball clubs. He's still living at 99. Wow, that Thomas, that's pretty cool. Hello, midlife. Good to see you on this Friday morning. So Bobby Shantz is a left-handed pitcher. And we look at the ballpark effects for the Houston Stadium. I'm not sure if it's called Colt 45 Stadium or whatever they call it. Left-handers singles are 1 to 13, home runs are 1 to 4. Singles lefties 1 to 13, righties 1 to 4. Home runs are 1 for both, so not very good chance for home runs. Shantz does have a -4 hold, so that will help keep the base runners close, like Lou Brock. Cardwell has a 0, but the catcher Berrigan has a +1, so he's a +1. Houston Colt 45's won this game real world 11-2. In fact, they swept the 3-game series from the Cubs. Just Colt Stadium. Okay, thank you very much. Colt Stadium. Thank you. All right, so I'm sure they, from what I'd heard, obviously I wasn't around, but from what I heard, back when they first played at Colt Stadium, especially in the summertime when it got hot, apparently they had mosquito problems or bug problems or whatever, and that's what really birthed the idea of the Astrodome, to get out of those elements. All right, here's Lou Brock. We're underway. 2-9, Brock against a left-hander, struck him out. So the first batter Bobby Shantz faces Lou Brock, and he struck him out. Brock in 62 this was his rookie season. He played like a couple of games in 61, but this is truly the rookie season for him. His first full season. He hit 263. All right, Ken Hubbs. Don't know anything about Ken Hubbs, but he's a 1 defensive second baseman, so he must have been pretty good. It's a 3-8 against the lefty, and he's going to fly to left field. That is hauled in out there by Pendleton. And I don't know any of these. I've heard of Aspromonte, and I've heard of Amalfitano, and I've heard of Chance. The other guys on the team, I know nothing about. Never heard of them. They're all foreign to me. They could be fictional players for all I know. All right, this guy I have heard of, sweet swinging Billy Williams, left fielder. 2-6, and he sweet swings himself to a base hit. So Williams is aboard. Now he can get the lead on a 3, 4, 5, or 6. He gets picked off on a 9. If he does get the lead, it's a 15 being held, make him a 13. And then the -4 brings him down to a 9. So only a 45% chance. So they will hold him at first base. He will not go anywhere. And Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks, is going to come out and hit. Used to play shortstop back in the day, I think, as he got on in age, and they brought in somebody better who they thought was better anyway. They moved him to first base. Oh, cool. Oh, sorry to hear that. I didn't know he was killed in a plane crash. He was Rookie of the Year in 62, really? Wow. That's pretty cool. See, that's why I'm doing these things, so I can learn from you guys that have all this knowledge that I don't have. All right, here's Ernie Banks, 4-9. That's a base on balls. Sometimes, in my own ignorance, I like to think I know so much about baseball, but there's so much I don't know, particularly the history. All right, so George Altman is a right fielder. Altman on 62 hit 318, good hitter, 318, but it's lefty on lefty. But he seems to do pretty well against lefties according to his card. George Altman. 6-6 against the left-hander, struck him out. Bobby Chance's second strikeout. And the Cubbies go away empty-handed, leaving 2 runners on base. By the way, both pitchers, Chance uses pitcher hitting card number 1, and Cardwell uses pitcher hitting card number 2. So neither one of them are dynamic men at the plate. In fact, at least Cardwell is a B bunter, so he's a decent bunter, but Chance is not a good bunter at all. He really can't do much at the plate at all. So we'll see what happens. Bob Aspromonte, the third baseman, will lead off for the Colt 45's, their first official at bat in history against Cardwell, the righty, 111. And he gets hit by a pitch. That's an inauspicious way to start your franchise, is to have your first ever batter hit by the pitch. I'd have to look this up because he's got 2 hit by the pitches right here together. And one of them's an injury check. So he must have been plunked quite a bit, Mr. Aspromonte. Hit 266, on base 332. Doesn't run well, so it's kind of interesting they would use him as a leadoff hitter. He doesn't have a good on-base percentage, and he doesn't run well. So I don't know why they used him that way. And it could be that later in the season they switched off. I don't know. But anyway, Aspromonte's on first base with a hit by pitch. He is not going to be held. And that'll bring up Al Spangler, the center fielder. Spangler, 3-5 against the righty Cardwell. That's a 1-11 triple. That's a 20, though, so it will be a single, 2 stars. And the Colt 45's are off to a great start, first and third with nobody out. Spangler does run decent. He can get the lead on a 3, 4, 5, or 6. He gets picked off on a 10, but if he gets the lead, it's a 15, being held a 13, but the +1's a 14. So they could possibly, let's just see if they can get the lead here. Hello, Mr. Guterman. Good to see you. I'm trying to learn about these 62 cards. They were before my time, so I don't know these players, or at least most of them, but I'm trying to learn. All right, so he's going to try for the lead. Needs a 3 through 6, but it has to avoid a 10. That's 12, so he does not get the lead, so it's irrelevant. So here's Roman Mejias. He is in right field for this game. The Cubs will play back for the double play. They need outs, big time. Cardwell, 5-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. Now, they were holding Spangler at first base, so that means the second baseman Hubbs is going to lose one on his range because he's responsible for the holding of the runner. So he drops to a 2E15, and that could affect his chance to turn a double play. We shall see, especially with this double die. You know, it's been documented how the double die keeps coming up, like 3 and less almost every time. And a 4, there you go. It's just, it's uncanny. It doesn't matter what color I use, it's going to come up. I'm going to start going to the split deck here shortly if it keeps this up. Anyway, he's now a 2, so a 2 and a 4. 2 and a 4 actually is a G3 pound, but since it's a pound and he's responsible for holding the runner, this turns into a single 2 stars. So he gets the whammy there. 2 stars. 2 stars for a base hit because of the devil die. Aspromonte will score. Going to third is Spangler. And the Colt 45's lead it 1-0. Mejias can now try to get the lead. He's a 4 or a 5 to obtain the lead. That's a 5. He gets the lead. He's going to go. 17. In fact, he has to go. 17 minus 2 for me is a 15. Cardwell's a +1 for a 16. Berrigan is a T11. So 1 to 16, they could try to throw down, but if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, his throwing error could come into question. But I think you got to throw down anyway. 1 to 16, you could try to get a high number and try to throw him out. And you do, 19, so they threw him out. How about that? Caught stealing. Mejias is caught stealing. So the next batter's lefty, the shortstop was covering. 2 to 6 as White puts on the tag. And there's 1 away. Spangler at third now with 1 out. And the infield's going to play in. Try to choke that runoff. And here is Norm Larker. Don't know anything about Norm Larker at all. None at all. Hello, Bart. Good to see you. 5-6 left-handed is a fly ball center field B. It's a sacrifice fly. So Larker doing the little things to help the Colt 45's win. You bring that runner home from third with less than 2 outs. That's huge. 2-0 Colt 45's. But that's the kind of play that when you leave them at third at the end of the inning, you lose games. You bring them in from third, you win games. So the bases are cleared now for Jim Pendleton. 5-8, and that's a ground ball to short. Handled by White to end the inning. But the Colt 45's put up 2 runs in the first inning, and they take a 2-0 lead. Remember, the Colt 45's won this game real world 11-2. So they're off on a good start to head to that path right now. Bobby Shantz coming back out. Again, very interesting that the Colt 45 started him in 3 games, then traded him to St. Louis, and St. Louis immediately made him a relief pitcher the rest of the year. He never started for St. Louis anymore. His only 3 starts were with the Colt 45's. Very interesting. And he was good at it with the Colt 45, so I don't know why St. Louis didn't use him as starter, but you have to ask the manager on that one. All right, here's Ron Santo. Obviously know that name. 312 against the lefty. That's a low max, but nobody's on base, so it's just a line out to the shortstop, Budden, and that's 1 away. Could have been a double or possible triple play, but nobody was on base. Here's Elder White. Some interesting names back then. 5-6 right-handed. That's a ground ball to short, and Mr. Budden will take care of that. 2 down. And this one, I don't know. I guess it's Kuno Berrigan. Your guess is as good as mine. That's what I'm going by. It reminds me, when I see that name, it reminds me of that Stephen King movie, Cujo. So maybe I'll give him a nickname of Cujo Berrigan. Let's see if he's a dog or not. 5'11". He flew to center, so he was a dog on that one. So Cujo flies to center. And that's going to end the inning. If you're a Kuno Berrigan fan, I apologize for disparaging him and calling him Cujo. But sometimes you just have to have fun. It's all part of it. All right, it'll be Smith, Amalfitano, Budden, and then Shantz. Top 4 hitters in the hello, Tony. Top 4. Billy Williams is in the lineup, Dan. I don't know about Billy D, but Billy Williams is. He's already singled. All right, so Hal Smith, the catcher. That's a 4-5, and that's a fly to right field. Hauled in out there by Mr. Altman. One away for Joey Amalfitano. I remember him as a coach on the third baseline, not necessarily a player. 6-3, right-handed, and that's a ballpark blast, but unfortunately for Colt 45 Stadium, it has to be a 1, and that's a 7. So that will merely be a fly ball to left field for out number 2. So here's Don Budden, shortstop. That's a 4-9, right-handed, and that is a ground ball to third, handled by Santo. And this time Cardwell does much better for himself. Gets the Colt 45's. There's an over-under on how many times I'm going to call them the Astros. Right now it's probably at 3. If the betting line's at 3, so you can place your bets. It's whether I go over or under calling them either the Colts or the Astros. All right, leading things off will be Don Cardwell using pitcher hitting card number 2. And boy, like I said in the game the other night, I love getting back to these cards. I know I picked that 87 replay, and that's not going anywhere. That's still coming back. But I really don't like the DH. I like to have pitcher hitting cards. I like pitcher cards that can hit. I do like some of the modern seasons where they actually gave the pitcher his own batting card. But there's something archaic and nostalgic about the basic pitcher hitting cards. It's just something about it. I don't know what it is. I just like it. So. Oh, Tony, that'll be coming out shortly. I just want to get through. I'm doing a crash course on 62 and mainly 2024 to learn some of these players, but 87 will be coming back. No question about it. All right, so Cardwell is a right-handed hitter. So right-handed pitcher and right-handed pitcher. Chance the lefty, 3-6, but on the pitcher card, there is no splits on that. Just 3-6. It's ground ball to short. One away. So that's going to take care of it for Cardwell. He's retired. Back to the top of the order for Lou Brock. Struck out his first chance just as he did in the real game. In the real game, he struck out to lead off the game. So that was pretty cool. Chance 1-6. He's going to strike out again. So Chance with his third strikeout, 2 of them have been on Lou Brock. And here comes Ken Hubbs, who I was told was Rookie of the Year in 62. Did not know that. 3-10 against the lefty. That's a 1-16 triple. That's a 4, so it's a 2-out triple. 2-out triple for Ken Hubbs. Ken Hubbs, a 2-out triple. That'll bring up Billy Williams. 2 outs and a runner at third. Lefty on lefty matchup. 4-11, and that is a ballpark blast, but once again, it's only a 1, so it's just a deep fly to right. And the innings, it would have been a sac fly with less than 2 outs, but unfortunately, there were already 2 outs. Unfortunately for the Cubs, that is. So we go to the. Oh, he did. I didn't know that, Dan. I missed the joke or the pun totally because I was not aware of that. I know who Billy D. Williams is, but I did not know he did a commercial for the beer company. See, that's why I'm doing these things so I can learn. Hey, Joel, how you doing? Because I found out, despite the fact that I feel old at being 60, that I found out that I'm maybe one of the younger guys in this hobby. So makes me feel young, I guess, if you want to call it that. Certainly no 30-somethings in the hobby, or very few. All right, here's Bobby Chance. He uses pitcher hitting card number 1. And he does bat right-handed despite the fact he throws left-handed. So we will go to the right-hand side of Cardwell's card. 6-12 is a pitcher X. He is a 2 with an E7. 2 E7. 2 and 11, so the double die cooperated just a touch. So that should be no problem. 2 and 11 is a G2. That's all you need. That is a total of 9, and he is an E7. For a pitcher, that's no problem at all. So Cardwell will retire Chance, and there's 1 away. Back to the top of the order for Aspromonte. He got hit by a pitch to start the game. Then came around to score. That's a 2-2, and that's a ground ball to third. Ron Santo takes care of it. 2 down. Like I said, I don't know hardly anything about these players. It's very odd for me to play a Strat-O-Matic game and not know most of the players. This is a new experience for me. So had a little bit with the Mets game, but this, at least I knew about the Mets. I'd heard and read all about the 6-2 Mets. These two teams I know nothing about other than the Hall of Fame players that are on the Cubs. So brand new experience for me. So it's different for sure. 5-2 left-handed is a walk, but Strat-O-Matic is Strat-O-Matic, and the cards are the cards. So we go with it. All right, 3 through 6 to get the lead, or a 10, he gets picked off. So we'll try it. He's a +1 hold. So if he gets the lead, it would be a 1 to 14. Worth the gamble. 12, he doesn't get the lead, so it's irrelevant. And here's Roman Mejias. 6-8, and that's a strikeout by Cardwell, his first of the game. And after 3 innings, it is still 2-0 Colt 45's. Colt 45's. Chance back out. He did pitch a complete game in real world on this, even though he's listed as a 6 for a starter. He did go the full 9 and pitch a complete game. Cardwell got knocked out early, so the Cubs had to go to their bullpen. Here's Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks, rather. That's true, Dan. Very, very true. It is like a fictional set, but the players are real. They're just kind of new to me, so that makes it, refreshing in a way. I mean, it's nice to be able to play something like 1987 where I know all the players intimately, but then it's also nice to kind of be humbled by not knowing anybody. Oh, he did. I didn't know that, Jeff. I didn't know that. That's a shame. Probably died too young. All right, 5-7, and that is a strikeout for Chance. Strikeout number 4 for Bobby Chance as he gets Mr. Banks. 1 down for George Altman. 6-6, left-handed on left-handed is another strikeout for Chance. Boy, he is dealing for the Colt 45's. Cubs were a last-place team. You would think the expansion team would be last place, but they were not. Here's Santo. 3-5, and that's a 1 to 8 single. It's a 19 though, so he's going to line it to third, and Aspromonte will handle it. No problems whatsoever. 4 shutout frames for Bobby Chance, and the Colt 45's having a very good debut. Norm Larker hit a sacrifice fly his first time up. That's a 2-7 against a right-hander, and that is a ground ball to first. Boy, 2-8 would have been a home run chance, but 2-7. Ground ball to first that Banks takes to the bag himself. 1 away. And that brings up Jim Pendleton. 4-10. He's a righty. That's a catcher X. We're looking at Berrigan. 3E16. 3-5. Devil Die comes up low again, but with nobody on base, it shouldn't be a problem. 3-5 is a PP, so that's just a pop out. But checking the error, he's an E13. He's an E16, and that's a 13. E16. There's a 14, 16, 17, but no 13. So he caught a break. But E16 is the highest error rating you can have. This is a pop out to Berrigan for 2 down. Hello, Roger. Good to see you. It's nice weather here. I have the windows open, and I live on a main strip of road that is traveled a lot by trucks. Going to the quarry, there's a rock quarry down the street or down the end of the street. So if you hear noises in the background, it's just these dump trucks going back and forth. But it's such a beautiful, the whole week is just, ever since August got here, the 100-degree weather went away, and it's been totally beautiful. In fact, I'm going to go, after this game, I'll go out and mow the lawn. I probably won't even break a sweat because it's like in the low 70s with no humidity, so I love it. So just enjoying it, given the air conditions have had breaks for like over a week now. So, all right, here's Hal Smith. 2-6 against the righty. It's a fly to center. We also live right down the road from a fire station, so you might hear a fire truck or ambulance ride by at some point as well. You hear all kinds of things with the windows open around here, but that's okay. You also hear the birds. I like hearing the birds in the morning. It's very peaceful. So live in the country, but not in the sticks. We live far enough away where we're away from the hustle and bustle of a city, but I'm only like 3 miles from the interstate. So very easy to get anywhere. I can walk to a Food Lion and I'm 10 minutes away from a Walmart, so or a Lowe's or a Home Depot or whatever. So, everything's pretty much handy. All right, here is Elder White. Not that you needed that information. 6'10", ground ball shortstop X. That is Budden. He's a 4.38. Kind of a rough rating there, but he got a break on the double dive. 418 is a good play. That is a total of 12, and he is an E38. E38, there's a 13 and a 14, but no 12. So Budden caught a break. And they retire Mr. White. And here comes Cujo. 5'4", right-handed, is a ground ball third base X. We're going to Aspromonte. He's a 3E16. And when I did my Strat-O-Matic good, bad, and ugly, I got a couple of comments that there were too many X checks in the game, but that's all matter of personal preference. I enjoy the X checks. I want the defense to be a factor, and I want the defense to be checked early and often because I don't want to. I want to be penalized if I put a bad fielder out there. So we're checking Aspromonte 3E16. 3 and 14. The double die cooperates for a second time in a row. Very amazing. 3 and 14 will get to it. That's a 13. He's an E16 third baseman. There's a 14, but no 13. So again, they escape possible trouble. And there's 2 away. 2 down, bases clear, and back to the pitcher, Cardwell. Grounds it short his first time up. It's a 5'9", right-handed hitter, and that's going to be a strikeout for Chance. That is his 6th strikeout of the game, and he has shut out the Cubs through 5 innings. Mr. Chance. So that'll send up Don Cardwell, and he'll be facing Amalfitano, Budden, and Chance. Those are the scheduled hitters, bottom of the order on this Friday morning. 1-8, and that's a fly to center. 1 down. So since the activity of the first inning has kind of calmed down, and it's been the pitchers have taken over. Here's Budden, 6'7". That's a strikeout for Cardwell. And for Cardwell, that's only his 2nd strikeout. And that'll bring up Chance using pitcher hitting card number 1. Chance grounded back to the mound his first time up. 2-8. This time he will strike out. 3rd strikeout for Chance. An easy inning. We go to the 6th. This is technically the fatigue inning for Chance, but he pitched a complete game, so I'm going to try to get him a complete game as long as he's pitching well. Houston's being held in check too. They scored 11 runs in this game real world. They've only scored 2 so far. Here's Lou Brock. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. 3-5, and he's going to fly to left field where Mr. Pendleton puts it away. And here comes Ken Hubbs. 3-9, left-handed. It will be another strikeout. Strikeout number 7 for Bobby Chance. He's getting it done. Here's Billy Williams. Yeah, no, you can't have marginalized, and that's why I don't like APA, because to me, pitching is marginalized. That's that and looking up on the chart for every result. Those are the 2 things that kill it for me for APA. Some people love APA, more power to them. It's just not for me. 3-5, and that's going to be a ground ball to second. That's why my motto is friends don't let friends play APA. Plain and simple. At least not APA basic anyway. The master game might offer some stuff, but there's so much weeds to go through. I can get the same benefit from Strat with much less trouble. All right, so Chance 1, 2, 3 in the 6th, so he keeps full endurance going forward. Yep, same with me, Tony. Same with me. I mean, I bought it because it was the rage along with Strat. Those are the two big players, so I bought it back in the day. Played the basic, was like, what's going on here? Something missing. So I bought the master book, hoping that that would help, but that was like rocket science trying to figure all that stuff out. And that's just too many calculations and computations. I just didn't want to deal with it. So don't know why I had Budden up there. It should be Aspromonte. He's a leadoff hitter. So Aspromonte will lead off against Cardwell. 2-9, and that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. One away as Cardwell puts it away. Here's Spangler. And that's a 2-5 for Spangler. 1-11 is a triple. Here we go. Spangler, a one-out triple. And that's going to, let's look at it again, 2-5. 1-11 is a triple. That's a 9. So Spangler at third now. Mejias had a sacrifice fly in the first inning. He's looking to do it again. Infield obviously in. Try to choke the runoff. See if Mejias can get that fly ball again. Oh, cool, Rod. I didn't look at the box score. I looked at the final score. I didn't analyze the box score, but that's definitely good to know. Mejias, you said he had 2 home runs. He had 24 home runs in the season. Well, that's why he's batting third. I mean, usually your best hitter hits third. So, yeah, Dan, I don't want any part of inside pitch advanced or whatever they call it. I enjoy the regular game, and I took one look at those advanced cards, and no. I won't look at that until they fix the shortcomings they've already got in the regular game. All right, Cardwell, 3-2 for Mejias. That's a hit by pitch plus injury. So second hit batter of the game by Cardwell. And now it's a chance Mejias could be injured. 1-4, he stays in the game. 5-20, he's out. He stays in the game. Mejias fights it off. He will stay in the game. In fact, he might try to get revenge by stealing a base. He's a 4 or 5 to do so. Does not do it, but that's a 2 possible. He could cost Cardwell a balk, but his balk rating is 0. So with the balk there, that means Mejias cannot obtain the good lead, so he will hold. Now the Cubs have the question, do they play for a double play with 1 out and runners at the corners, or do they play the infield in? Tony, they're working on an advanced version of the cards. It looks tedious at best. I'll believe it when I see it that it's a good product. So until somebody shows me otherwise, I know that Robert is doing a big thing tonight on his channel, 8 o'clock, to show off the new cards and how it's played and so forth. So, I don't know, but it's a nice game the way it was. I don't know why they're fidgeting with it. I've already talked about cookie cutter cards till I'm blue in the face. So that's till they fix that. I'm not worried about anything else. All right. Now, anybody want to give me managing help here? Should we play the infield in, or should we play back for the double play with runners on first and third and 1 out? They're already down 2-0. I don't really want to cheat and look at the card and see how many B chances he has or plus chances he has. I'm just thinking baseball strategy in itself. Would you play in or play back? I'm going to play in. They're down 2-0, so I'm going to play in. Dan says play for the double play. Okay, we'll play for the double play then. I'll reverse myself. We'll play for the double play. Five, left-handed against left-handers. Ground ball shortstop X. That is White. He's a 4E14, but he's actually going to be a 5E14 because he's responsible with the shortstop for holding the runner on first base with a left-hander up there. So he loses one. It's going to be a 5E12. This is almost guaranteed to get through here. 5E12. 5E12. 5 and an 18, he might catch a break on this. Let's see. 5 and an 18 is a G2. 4 and 18 would have been a G1, but he was holding the runners, so, Well, actually, he can't be holding the runner if you're playing in. Never mind. That doesn't fly. He's playing. They were playing in, so that's irrelevant. You're not holding the runner when you're playing in. So I stand corrected. The 4 stays where it is. So the 4 and the 18 is a G1. Possible double play. The shortstop E12, and that is a 12. 12 and 12, no 12. It'll be a double play. So good call there for Dan to play for the double play. It's a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Normally, if they're holding the runner, you would add one to their fielding rating, but I forgot what the infield. Oh, wait a minute. Was the infield double play? It was double play. Now I'm getting confused. Okay. They were not in, they were double play depth. So let me fix all this. Hold on. Getting confused here. All right, so Mejias reached on a hit by pitch. So since they were playing double play depth, we do subtract 1, so that gives it a G2 instead of a double play. So the run will score on the fielder's choice. It's going to go 6-4 on the fielder's choice. So another RBI for Larker. Actually, Larker had sacrifice fly, not Mejias. I was standing corrected. But it is 3-0 in favor of the Colt 45's. Yep, should have played. Well, it's a 50-50 proposition, depending on what the roll came up to be. So if you play in, you get the plus sign on Larker's card. If we roll a 2-7, that's a ground ball first base A plus, then it goes through for a single, and you say, hey, you should have played back. So devil's advocate is always, a consideration. Larker not going to be held, no chance to steal. Brings up Pendleton. That is a 3-11 for Pendleton. And that's a ballpark blast, but again, it's only a 1, and that's an 8, so deep fly to left will end the inning. And so I need to fix this because they scored a run. It was not a 0 inning. It was a 1-run inning. 3-0 Colt 45's as we go to the top of the 7th. And Chance keeps full endurance because he pitched a 1-2-3 6th inning. I'm soon going to have to move the cards over here because I'm running out of room to show them on the screen. I want to get close to the cards so you can read them, but it lessens my width that I can show. Got to do, give up something to get something, I guess. Here's Ernie Banks. 4-3 to the right-hander is a ballpark single check. It's a 1-4. That's a 6. So he will line it to short. 1 away. Brings up George Altman. Lefty on lefty, 5-12, and that is a ground ball first base. I'm sorry, ground ball first base X for Chance. That's going to be Larker. He's a 3-14. 3 and an 8. Oh, it rolled over to an 18 at the last minute to save him. 13 on the error rating and on the dice, and he is an error of 14. The first baseman, 14. There is no 13. There's a 12 there, but no 13. So he will get to it and flip to Chance covering for out number 2. 2 down for Ron Santo. 3-4. Santo against the lefty. That's a ground ball back to Larker, so he has no rest for the weary. But Chance keeps full endurance. He has been in control of this game pretty much from start to finish. And the Colt 45's lead it by the score of 3-0. As we head to the bottom of the 7th, and you know what that means. That means 7th inning stretch time. And take me out to the ball game time. So I'm going to go down and heat my coffee. This is a perfect time to play this, so it gives me time to kill time while I go heat my coffee or reheat the coffee. It got kind of lukewarm now. So we're looking to heat the coffee and come back and finish this ball game up while you guys enjoy. Take me out to the ball game. All right, we are back. Dan, you're asking why it was not a double play. The reason it was not a double play is because White is a 4 fielder, but he was holding Mejias at first base. With a left-handed batter Larker up, the shortstop is responsible along with the first baseman. And when that's responsible, you up this by 1. So that turned the 4 into the 5. So that's why. All right, for those that came in late and are wondering about Miss Tabby, this is her new home. She's been, let's get this ring off of here. This is her new favorite spot to sit on the perch in the living room right by the open window. So she seems to enjoy that. That seems to be what she likes to do. So I let her do what she wants to do, and she's happy there, and she's been there all week with the windows open. Now, once it gets warm again and the air conditioner has to go back on, she'll probably pick a different spot, but that's just what's going on right now. All right, we are in the bottom of the 7th. Cardwell, this will be his fatigue inning, and he'll be facing Smith, Amalfitano, and Budden, and if anybody gets on, Chance. Coffee is refreshed and warmed up. This is my third and last cup of coffee for the day. Cardwell, whoops, the D20 hung up on the top of the tower, didn't go through the slot, so let's try this again. 6-10 against a right-hander. That's a ballpark single check, 1-4. That's the double die, came up as a 1, so Hal Smith, base hit. He will not be held, obviously, for Joey Amalfitano. Nothing on Havoc. 5-7, and that's going to be a ground ball second base X since the second baseman, since they're not holding the runner, the second baseman is not penalized. He will keep the 1 E15 will Mr. Hubbs. So this could be a double play. Except the double die didn't cooperate too much, but a 1-9 still might be a G1. We'll take a look here. Yes, it is. 1-9 is still a G1, so possible double play. Hubbs is a E15, and that is a 9, so that should be okay. Yep, 9. So it will be a double play. 4-6-3 for the double play. 2 quick outs, and Don Budden, the batter. Budden 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 2-5 against the right-hander. He's going to strike out again. That is strikeout number 4 for Mr. Cardwell. And at the end of 7, it is the Colt 45's 3 and the Cubs nothing. Here from Colt Stadium. All right, we're going to get a pinch hitter for Cardwell because he bats third this inning. And we'll go to the Cub bench and we'll show you who's available, particularly right-handers since Chance is a lefty. We'll see who they have available. On their bench, and these are the actual guys that were on the bench at the time. Andre Rogers, never heard of him, but he's a righty. Cliff Cook, he would later go to the Mets. Jim McKnight, don't know him. Obviously, I don't know any of these guys. Mo Thacker, Dick Bertel, and then 2 lefties, Sammy Taylor and Bob Will. So these are who I have, but I don't know anything about any of them. So let's see. Who's got the better? I'm going to go with the better average guy, I guess. And he had the most at bats, too, Andre Rogers. So we're going to pinch it with Andre Rogers when the time comes. It'll be Elder, Berrigan, and Rogers due up. So Rogers will pinch hit in the top of the 8th. But first things first, it is Elder White who will start things off. And if the column 6 is getting cut off on these cards, if I roll a column 6, I will slide the card over. That's a 5-5, and that's a 1-4 for a single. That's a 12. So that's going to be a ground ball to third. One away. Could maybe move it over just a little bit. Still keep the tray in sight. Here comes Cujo. He's 0 for 2. 4-8. He's a right-hander. 4-8 is a strikeout. Strikeout number 8 for Bobby Shantz. And now the pinch hitter, Andre Rogers. Rogers on the 62 season hit 278. So that's why I chose him. 1-7 against lefties. He grounds to short to end the inning. I mean, I guess I could have looked and saw who pinch hit real world, but if they were available, I'll go ahead and use him so they don't have to follow it all to the T. So again, Shantz has no fatigue. Now, technically, he's going to be fatigued in the 9th because you're supposed to only go 2 innings past the number that he's rated for. So he will be fatigued in the 9th by technicality. He is set to lead off this inning, but he's pitching a shutout, so I'm not taking him out. That's for sure. Let's get the numbers on Cardwell. He's going to go 7 innings, give up 3 runs. They were all earned. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I've only got him giving up 4 hits. And let's see, he hit 2 batters. He walked 1, but he hit 2 batters. And now we'll go to the bullpen for the Cubs. They got a righty, Dave Gerard, another righty, Barney Schultz, another righty, Al Larry. Those 3 appeared real world in this game. I also have Bob Anderson and Don Elston. But I'm going to try to pick one of the 3 that appeared in the game just for the heck of it. So we're going to go with Barney Schultz. And he says he knows nothing. Barney Schultz knows nothing. So Schultz, sergeant in the National Guard in the offseason. Let's see, he's a +6, so that's not good. But that may not come into play. We shall see. All right, so Schultz facing Shantz. Say that 5 times fast. Schultz facing Shantz. Then Aspermani and Spengler to follow. 3-0 Colt 45's here in the bottom of the 8th. 5-6. Shantz, a left-handed thrower, but a right-handed batter. So 5-6 struck him out. So Shantz is gone, courtesy of Schultz on the strikeout. Here's Bob Aspromonte. 1-6 to the right-hander. That's ground ball right back to Schultz. 2 down for Al Spengler. 4-7 left-handed, ground ball to first. Ernie Banks takes the bag himself, and that's going to end the inning. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Schultz. And we go to the top of the 9th, last chance for the Cubbies against Bobby Shantz. Shantz, going back to this triple by Hubbs in the 3rd inning, has retired 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 in a row. So he's obviously been on a roll. He will have to face the top of the order for the Cubs. Lou Brock, Hubbs, and Williams. He is fatigued, keep in mind. 5-3 left-handed, ground ball pitcher X, right back to Shantz. Shantz is a 1 E19. So we know he's going to get to it with the 1. We don't need to roll the D20 with no one on base. We're just checking the error on the E19 and seeing what happens. That is an 11. E19, there's a 12, but no 11. So once again, they escape trouble. And it's a 1-3 ground out for out number 1. That sends up Ken Hubbs. Hubbs has tripled. He's 1 for 3 with a triple. That's a 5-5 right-handed. 1-4 is a single. Anything else, he grounds to 3rd. That's a 3, so it'll be a base hit for Hubbs. He ends up 2 for 4 in this game. He will not be held. Bullpen activity is going for the Colt 45's. And they do have Turk Farrell in the bullpen. He did have 4 saves. He was a starter a lot, but he also did some relief pitching. So Turk Farrell is loosely in the bullpen just in case. Here's Billy Williams with 1 out and a runner at first. 3-0 Colt 45's. 1-8 against the lefty Chance. 1-5's a home run. That's a 10. It'll be a fly ball to left field, and Chance again escapes potential trouble. 2 down. Last chance is Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. Last chance saloon. 6-6 against the right-hander is a fly ball to right field, and that's the ball game. That's put away out there by Mejias, and Bobby Chance throws a complete game shutout at the Cubs. 3-0, your final. Chance goes 9 innings. Let's see how many hits he gave up. 1, 2. He gave up 3 hits. 2 of them were to Hubs. How about that? And one of them was to Williams. So that's the 3 hits he gave up. He struck out 8. And I don't think he walked 1. He walked Ernie Banks in the first inning, and after that he settled in, didn't give up anything. So 0-3 and 0 for the Cubbies. And let's see, Schultz pitched 1 inning, gave up nothing with a strikeout. Let's complete him real quick. 3-4 and 0 for the Colt 45. So there you go. There you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I had fun, even though I didn't know the players. It was nice to to learn about them. It's nice to have a complete game. I mean, when's the last time I had a complete game? It's been a while. So, been a minute. So, Chance takes care of the Cubbies, and the Colt 45's win it by the score of 3-0. If you are an Inside Pitch fan, I will be on tomorrow night around, I'd say around 7:30, 8 o'clock, probably around 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Will be Game 7 of the Sparky Bowl. Robert over at RJL is not going to stream that night, so it's going to free things up with no other games going on. So I'm going to do Game 7 of the Inside Pitch Sparky Bowl. 1976 Reds against the 84 Tigers. Tied at 3 games apiece. Reds led that series 3-1, and the Tigers have won 2 in a row to force a Game 7. Tomorrow at noon, we'll be on season ticket baseball for the NBC game of the week. 1978, the Los Angeles Dodgers take on the San Francisco Giants in San Francisco, and that will be Bob Ebony Eyes Welch against Ed Halicki. So that's what's coming up here for Strat tonight or whenever. I'm not sure what I'm going to play next. What I'm really doing is I'm setting up, and I haven't got it set up completely yet, but I'm working on it to do to learn about these 2024 players, to get a heavy dose of 2024 so I can learn the modern game and the modern players. I am setting up a demolition league, 10-team demolition league for the 2024 season. I got to work around because I don't have 2024 on the Strat computer because it did not buy the new computer game. But I had the 2023 from buying it last year. So what I did is I took those 10 teams from 2023, created a new league, put them in 2024, and just started shuffling players around and put the right players on the teams. They don't have to have the stats in the computer correct because I'm not using the computer to play it. I'm using the game. I'm just using the computer to keep the stats and to make a schedule and know who's doing what. So I'm working on that, and hopefully that will give me a chance to learn these 2024 players. I'm like a kid in a candy store. What can I say? I bought 3 seasons of Strat, and I love them all. 2024, 1976, and 1962. 1962 is the one I know the least about, but maybe that's the reason to play it more, to try to learn more. So I have a bigger learning opportunity, learning curve for 1962 than I do with the others. But if I turn on the TV now, the only thing I'm going to see is 2024. So I really want to learn those 2024 players. So it might seem like I can put the 76 on the back burner, which I probably, I guess, in some way am. But I really want to learn 2024 and then maybe throw in a 62 game once in a while. And then again, get back to 1987 so I can get that replay restarted. Been away from it for about a week or so. So it's time to get back to it. I'm on May 14th. Want to finish up that date and go into May 15th and keep the ball rolling on that for 1987 American League. So let's go do it from here. I've got some work to do. I need to go out and mow the lawn while we got good weather. and then do some things around the house to get ready for Saturday. Tabby demands that I change her litter boxes on Fridays, so that's another chore I need to do, is do that and vacuum up around the litter box so she has a pristine litter box to use. Because Robert said this to me, and I think it rings true. Robert from RJL Network. He said dogs have owners and cats have staff. So I do feel like I'm on staff at Tabby's house. It's her house. She just lets me live here. So that's kind of the way I've been feeling with this thing here. So again, fun game, 3-0. Bobby Shantz was the man. I mean, obvious player of the game. There's no question about it. Bobby Shantz, even though he went to St. Louis later, he was the man, and he is the MVP of this game without question. And the Colt 45's. Give it up for the Colt 45's. They got the win. So I love their logo. It's a cool logo. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you all have a great Friday, whatever you have planned. If you have weekend plans, be safe out there. We want to see you back safe and sound for more Strat-O-Matic action. Thank to everybody who came in on the live chat, and for those who missed it. Oh, hey, Larry, good to know you're off. I was off work today too. Sorry about that dig, but yeah. And I'm enjoying this retirement. I have not regretted it one bit. I have not been bored one bit, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this time in my life right now. So after working for 40-something years and hardly taking any vacations and saving up in retirement and so forth, it's finally paying off. So I'm enjoying the fruits of those labors. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.